Hello Steno candidates, I am Ravina. Welcome to your own YouTube channel Lotus Steno Legal Matters. I am going to dictate you Steno Legal Matters. Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for more dictations. So be ready for the dictation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. No specific allegation is there against the present petitioner's stop. Even nothing has been mentioned as to how the complainant has been cheated. Stop. No essential ingredients of offense of cheating are there in the allegations, as neither any misleading representation or dishonest concealment is there on the part of the petitioners, nor fraudulent or dishonest inducement is there by which the complainant has been asked to deliver any property or has been asked to deceive, to do or omit to do anything. Stop. There is no action on the part of petitioners to cause damage or harm to the complainant. Stop. Next para. To constitute an offence under section 420 IPC, there should not only be the cheating, but as a consequence of such cheating, accused should have dishonestly induced the complainant to deliver any property to any person or to make, alter or destroy wholly or in part a valuable security or anything signed or sealed which is capable of being converted into a valuable security. Stop. It is not a case of the complainant that she has been misled by any representation or on the part of the petitioners or any dishonest inducement to deliver any property. Stop. As far as the offence under section 498A IPC is concerned, neither any allegations of cruelty are there nor any demand of dowry is there. Stop. Next para. From the perusal of the contents of the FIR, it appears that not even a single allegation of demand of dowry or harassment in lieu thereof has been made, and as such, no offence under section 498A IPC is made out. Stop. It appears that the respondent number 2 complainant was bent upon to implicate the entire family. Stop. The single bench of this court in a case of Divya alias Bubbly and others versus State of Haryana and another reported as 2006 (4) RCR (criminal 322, while relying on the judgment of the apex court rendered in the case of Kans Raj versus State of Punjab and others reported as 2000 (2) RCR criminal 695, wherein their lordships have observed that a tendency has developed for roping in all the relations in dowry cases, which ultimately weakens the case of the prosecution even against the real accused. Stop. Next para. My view is also fortified by the latest judgment of Honorable Supreme Court rendered in Ramesh Kumar and others versus State of Tamil Nadu 2005 (2) RCR criminal 68, in which their lordships, while quashing the proceeding against sister-in-law who was staying at a different place, observed that there were bald allegations to rope in as many relations of the husband. Stop. Next para. Next dictation. As a rule, appointment in the public services should be made strictly on the basis of open invitation of applications and merit stop. No other mode of appointment nor any other consideration is permissible stop. Neither the governments nor the public authorities are at liberty to follow any other procedure or relax the qualifications laid down by the rules for the post stop. However, to this general rule which is to be followed strictly in every case, there are some exceptions carved out in the interest of justice and to meet certain contingencies. Stop. One such exception is in favor of the dependents of an employee dying in harness and leaving his family in penury and without any means of livelihood. Stop. In such cases, out of pure humanitarian consideration, taking into consideration the fact that unless some source of livelihood is provided, the family would not be able to make both ends meet, a provision is made in the rules to provide gainful employment to one of the dependents of the deceased who may, be eligible for such employment. Stop. The whole object of granting compassionate employment is, thus, to enable the family to tide over the sudden crisis. Stop. The object is not to give a member of such family a post, much less a post held by the deceased. Stop. What is further, mere death of an employee in harness does not entitle his family to such source of livelihood. Stop. The government or the public authority concerned has to examine the financial condition of the family of deceased, and it is only if it is satisfied that but for the provision of employment, the family will not be able to meet the crisis, that a job is to be offered to the eligible member of the family. Stop. Next para. The favorable treatment given to such dependent of the deceased employee in such posts has a rational nexus with the object sought to be achieved, which. Stop. Relief against destitution. Stop. No other posts are expected or required to be given by the public authorities for the purpose. Stop. It may be remembered in this connection that as against the destitute family of the deceased, there are millions of other families which are equally, if not more. Stop. The exception to the rule made in favor of the family of the deceased employee is in consideration of the services rendered by him and the legitimate expectations, and the change in the status and affairs of the family engendered by the erstwhile employment, which are suddenly upturned. Stop. Unmindful of this legal position, some governments and public authorities have been offering compassionate employment, sometimes as a matter of course, irrespective of the financial condition of the family of the deceased.